Backrooms, main 9 levels.
Level 0. The Lobby. Survival difficulty class 1. Safe, secure, minimal entity count.
Level 0 is a seemingly infinite nonlinear space, resembling the back rooms of a retail outlet. All rooms in Level 0 appear uniform and share superficial features such as yellowed wallpaper, damp carpet, and inconsistently placed fluorescent lighting. However, no two rooms within Level 0 are identical. The installed lighting flickers inconsistently and hums at a constant frequency. This buzzing is notably louder and more obtrusive than ordinary fluorescent light humming, and examination of the fixtures to determine the source has thus far been inconclusive. Secondly, the substance saturating the carpet cannot be consistently identified. It is not water, nor is it safe to consume. Linear space in Level 0 is altered drastically. It is possible to walk in a straight line and return to the starting point, and end up in a completely different set of rooms than the ones previously passed through. Due to this, and the visual similarity between each room, consistent navigation has proven extremely difficult. Devices such as GPS locators and compasses fail to function within Level 0, and radio communications are audibly distorted and often unreliable. Entities' interactions with entities in Level 0 are rare, but may occur. If encountered, they can be very dangerous. The known entities of Level 0 are hounds, facelings, and in rare instances, lighters. It is not advised to trust others one may come across, as they are most likely an entity. Entrances and exits. Entrances Level 0, and by extension, the backrooms, can be accessed by accidentally knocklipping out of bounds in normal reality. Knocklipping out of certain levels may transport one to Level 0. Exits. There are 5 known methods of exiting Level 0. A variety of factors will eventually cause the hallways to fade into Level 1. Knocklipping through a wall will transport one to Level -1. Breaking through the floor may lead to Level 27. It may also lead out into the void. Rarely, wandering far enough in any direction may lead one to the Manila room.
Level 1. Lurking danger. Survival difficulty class 1. Safe, secure, minimal entity count.
Level 1 is the second level of the backrooms. Exact descriptions of Level 1 vary somewhat, though most major details remain the same. The floor of this level has been described as many things like grass, sand, pavement, etc. The grimy concrete walls and low-hanging fog are always the same. In some places the walls have been poorly painted with scenery to match the floor, but no one knows why. However, the most common theme in Level 1 is similar to the mono-yellow design of Level 0. The key difference are concrete walls instead of wallpaper, tile floors instead of carpet, and dimmer fluorescent lights. There are multiple ways of reaching Level 1. It can be reached randomly with stairs, elevators, and doors. One also has a small chance of landing here when no clipping into the backrooms. In addition, at any point there's a chance for the lights to flicker on and off. Eventually the lights will turn off for minutes or hours at a time. While the lights are off, this level becomes very dangerous, so bring a light source if you're exploring. This level is also the main entrance to the hub. Entities beings typically lurk at or above Level 1 include dullers, adult facelings, hounds, and skin stealers. Colonies and outposts. BNTG, Traders Keep, 4,257 members friendly, willing to trade and take in survivors. Heavily armed with weapons both ranged and melee. Also explosives. Have tons of supplies such as almond water, medkits, food and clothing. Communicates with the MEG. The Afternoons, 3,678 members friendly, willing to trade and take in survivors. Heavily armed with weapons both ranged and melee. Also explosives. Have tons of supplies such as almond water, medkits, food and clothing. Communicates with the MEG. Entrances. Find a fire exit door or stairs in Level 0 to get here. In Level 11, if you walk into a building you have a chance to end up here. Open one of the doors in Level 4.1 to get here. Unlocked doors in Level 54 lead here. The end of the 5th event in Level 92 will transport you here. You can get here by completing the King's Trial. In Level 94 exits you can leave by simply look for a fire exit. It will lead to Level 2. It's possible to find holes in the walls that lead to Level 19. Entering a dark wall can either transport you to Level 28, 50%, or Level 38, 50%. No clip through the ceiling to enter the party.
Level 2. Pipe Dreams. Survival difficulty, Class 1 safe, secure low entity count.
Level 2 consists of long, dim concrete maintenance hallways with steam pipes lining the walls and ceilings. Doors are rarely found, housing metal shelves and ventilation ducts. The pipes cause the heat in Level 2 to reach immense temperatures, reportedly reaching 200 Fahrenheit, 93 degrees Celsius, and higher, boiling any wanderer alive. It is described as being generally more decayed than the previous levels. Doors and stairs can be found throughout the walls of Level 2. These places are usually locked or obstructed by pipes, making them impossible to enter. Accessible ones either lead to rooms or other levels. If one finds an accessible door or a set of stairs, a good indicator to check if it is an entrance to another level is to check what's on the other side. Level 2 is incredibly dangerous, with the chance of encountering an entity being higher than the previous 2 levels and causing extreme claustrophobia while in a corridor. The only safe areas of Level 2 are its rooms found on the other side of doors and stairs. These rooms house survival equipment and supplies which aid any wanderer trapped in Level 2. Known entities that lurk in Level 2 are facelings, hounds, smilers and scratchers. Additional entities likely lurk in the level, however. Entrances and exits. Entrances. One of the two. The only known way to enter Level 2 is via a stairwell in Level 1. There, one can find an unlocked door that will lead to here. Exits. There are 4 known ways of exiting Level 2. Finding a fire exit in Level 2 will transport one to Level 3, despite the dangers and risks. Entering an office-styled elevator will lead to Level 4. No-clipping through a corner will rarely lead to Level 364.
Level 3. Electrical Station. Survival difficulty, Class 4. Unsafe, unsecure, high entity count.
Level 3 is an expansive complex of thin brick hallways and electrical machinery. Countless randomly segmented rooms are present across the level in no particular pattern. In addition, pipes line the walls and ceilings of the level. These pipes are filled with contaminated almond water, which sometimes leaks onto the floor. Hallways in Level 3 are very enclosed and narrow, some even require wanderers to bend, hunch, or crawl through them. Although Level 3 shares similarities with Level 2, such as the claustrophobic hallways and the pipes, the level seems to be more well maintained than the previous, along with having more functioning machinery throughout the level. Rooms containing machinery can be found in many locations in Level 3. This results in loud sounds of machinery being heard in certain areas of the level. Some of these rooms are connected by smaller sets of hallways. Most machinery in the level appears to be used to provide energy to an unknown destination, whilst others seem to sustain the steam pipes found in the level. Exposed wire sometimes comes out through the floors, walls, and ceilings as well. Automated doors can be found throughout in this level, and will slam shut and lock at random intervals. This seems to happen more often if an entity is present. Entities hounds, facelings, skin stealers, stalkers and male deathmoths are the only known entities to inhabit this level. Colonies and outposts. Due to the nature of the level, colonies and outposts are considered unfeasible to exist. Entrances and exits. Entrances. One can enter Level 3 by going through a fire exit on Level 2. Entering this level is also possible by drinking blood found in drawers in Level 4112. No clipping under a table in Level 521, in the 521A section, that has 3 written on it. Exits. One of the few safe ways to leave Level 3 is through the elevators, which often lead to Level 4 or Level 5. However, if the elevator is marked with greenery, it will lead to Level 931. Certain extended hallways in this level may lead to Level 273. These hallways can be identified by a lack of pipes lining the walls and a noticeable decrease in temperature as one traverses the hallway. There is a generator-controlled door that will lead you to either Level 4 or the finish zone. Not a finish zone, not an end, it's a trap.
Level 4. The Abandoned Office. Survival difficulty, Class 1. Safe, secure, minimal entity count.
Level 4 resembles an empty office building, though it is almost completely devoid of furniture. Some rooms on this level have windows, though most of them have been completely blacked out. Any windows that have not been blacked out are considered traps and should be avoided at all costs. Level 4 is mostly devoid of entities. Hounds and dullars are the only ones to have been observed. One person claimed they saw a smiler, but no evidence exists. Because of this lack of beings, there are lots of people on level 4. Scattered around this level, water coolers, vending machines, and fountains containing almond water can be found. Level 4 is very easy to escape from, and also return to. Level 4 is the best place to meet other people and find supplies. Before attempting to move on to the next levels, it is recommended that you stock up on almond water. It will be needed, especially in level 5 and level 6. Bases, outposts, and communities MEG, aka the Major Explorer Group, Base Omega. This is the second main base of the MEG. This is where the other half of the group's teams live, close to one of the entrances of level 5 and level 6. This base is heavily guarded. Ama Incrementum, this group is a religious cult that worships agriculture. This group is one of the smallest groups in the Backrooms, having only around 10 members. The only plants they grew were various species of mold, harvested from walls in level 0 and level 1. They're incredibly hostile and not normally up for trade unless you have religious objects, such as objects depicting Jesus or other religious entities, in which case they most likely would be willing to trade. TBD, aka, to be determined, the group likes to hoard various objects and items for themselves. The group is very small, with only 6 members. The group will ignore you unless you try to interact with them. They only trade for really strange objects that don't really have a function. Entrances and exits. Entrances and exits. Entrances. There are many ways to reach this level. Some of the most known ways are to no-clip into a wall in the hub. You can also get here from level 3 using the elevators, or by finding a door on level 2 that is unlocked. Falling through the pit in level 283 has the chance of teleporting divers through the ceiling of level 4. Exits. Level 4 has occasional exits that lead to level 5 and level 6. Most exits take the form of office-style stairways or occasional elevators that may even lead back to level 3. Rarely, stairs leading to a basement can be found, and these go to level 71. As with almost all exits in the Backrooms, once you lose a direct line of sight with it, it may disappear unexpectedly.
Level 5, Terror Hotel, Survival Difficulty, Class 2, Unsafe, Secure, Low Entity Count.
Level 5 is an infinite hotel complex, with many rooms and halls. The level itself seems to have been constructed in the 1930s, with furniture dating back to 1920. There are three main areas in level 5 that are fully accessible. The surroundings of level 5 are littered with decorations and furniture from the early 20th century, the main hall being the most object-populated area of level 5. The level is mostly clean with little dust and dirt lingering on surfaces. It seems to clean itself, as unclean spots seem to disappear only a few minutes after. The oddly pristine floors and well-cared areas make level 5 utterly unsettling, compared to other levels close by. Smooth jazz plays quietly throughout the halls via vintage turntables and vintage speakers hooked up to a sound system throughout the level. The choice and switching of music seem to be random and out of place. It is unknown how this feat is completed. Level 5 is fairly mysterious and infamous for its strange noises that can be heard, such as distant party chatter that can be heard on the other side of walls. People have reported that there is an unseen presence watching them around every corner. Reports had mentioned whispering noises incoherently behind them, something tapping their shoulder when they're alone, and the supposed watching eyes from the aged paintings scattered about. Throughout level 5 are three main areas that are listed below. The main hall. This area is the main section of level 5 and is the most common area to discover. The walls are covered in mahogany red and gold ornate wallpaper. Wanderers have even reported that the wallpaper having faces that can stare at you. However, the authenticity of these reports is questionable. The floors can come in many variations, such as dark walnut wood, white marble, and exotic red and gold carpets. The halls themselves are very furnished in the previously mentioned decorations, including bookshelves, cabinets, antique sofas, and much more. The walls of the main hall have antique candle holders scattered across the halls, some of which are actually electric lamps and not wax candles, which can produce a constant buzz similar to level 0. Most rooms in this area are empty, but some have fully furnished living quarters that are capable of sustaining life. Doors in this area are labeled with gold placards with a room number which seem to be random. Many of these doors are locked, but some have miraculously unlocked over time. Some can even open and close randomly. This area of level 5 also holds many elevator shafts, which can range from modern elevators to antique elevators with a copper cage. Inside the elevator, contraptions are many buttons that can lead to floors 1 to 382. Accessing floors 1 to 12 will lead to another part of level 5 on the same floor, and not another floor. 13 or higher will either result in death or disappearance. It is unknown what is above floor 12. The Beverly Room, also known as the Eternal Ballroom, seems to be the main hub area in level 5. The room itself is very spacious, with many doors on all sides. The amount seems to be random, and one wanderer reported hundreds of doors on the walls, floor, and ceiling. The room only contains a small fanciful table in the center illuminated by a large chandelier. The contents of the table include many drinks and an unfinished game of mahjong. Attempts at finishing the game were unsuccessful, as most have been affected by this object, feeling forced to stay away from it. The doors of this area will either lead to the main hall or the boiler room, with the main hall being the most common occurrence. Entrances to this room will be labeled with a small silver placard reading, "The Beverly Room." The boiler room. This area of level 5 is fairly large and is cluttered due to the mass amount of old machinery placed within. The area contains large vintage machinery as mentioned before, and large industrial piping littering the walls all intertwined, which causes the layout to be very claustrophobic. Exhaust valves line the pipes on the walls, as almond water seems to flow through the pipes. The pressure of the water seems to cause the pipes to leak. The temperature of this area is fairly hot, and most surfaces are dry. Steam fills the air as the machines run continuously. Most rooms are filled with boilers, some have furnaces. The noises heard here are mostly loud machinery or almond water dripping from the pipes. Wanderers report faint whispering emitting from the large smoking furnaces. Investigations are ongoing. Maintenance elevators are present, but it is not advised to use them. Reports of a fourth area have been found, and the area was named the lobby room. No one knows how to enter as wanderers that have experienced this anomaly claim that you're not supposed to know. This sentence most likely means that you are unable to remember how to enter this area. These witnesses have lost all memory of this room in the span of a few weeks. In fact, many of us may have already entered this room. Investigations of this area by the MEG are ongoing. Normal entities are fairly scarce in level 5. However, there is a large population of deathmoths that have created nests all around this level. This level is considered to be one of the many central hives of these entities. Most fly out of dark rooms swarming the halls. Level 5 contains a mixture of both male and female deathmoths, which the females are known to be dangerous. Luckily, the females seem to stay in their nests and do not leave normally, however they are more common in level 5. The only other entities that are known to appear in level 5 are hounds, woodlands, skin stealers, watchers, ingwithrix, growlers and deathrats. There were reports of Entity 89, otherwise known as ants, as well as a report of a wrangler in the boiler room. Entity 26, also known as Samantha, can also occasionally be found wandering level 5 in the main hall. If you plan to approach Samantha, be sure to bring some high-quality meat. But enough of all that chatter, I'm sure you're bored out of your mind already. Why don't you come to my office? I'd like to have a chat with you. No need to go further here. Bases, outposts, and communities. MEG outpost, housekeeping. This outpost is made to protect other groups from entities and to study level 5. Helps to guide wanderers looking to move through the boiler room. Usually assists groups like Homely Hotel with their service. Homely Hotel, this group has a running hotel service in level 5. This group is set in the main hall, with custom signs leading to their area. This group is open to new wanderers to fill in their applications to stay. They have an active food and room service to keep the wanderers safe. This is their first base, with their second being in level 11. A third base of the Homely Hotel operates in level 230. The Originals. The Originals are a group of people set up in one of the Beverly rooms. The group is comprised of people that had entered the backrooms from the span of 1300 and 1940. They will only accept new members if they are from the previously mentioned time period. Mostly keep to themselves, but will trade on occasion. Although they tend to stay away from large factions. There are around 31 members, and some noteworthy members are fairly historical, such as the likes of Amelia Earhart, Dorothy Arnold, John Jacob Astor, IV Captain Edward Smith, and many more. The Lost Hall Society. This was a group created by an unknown entity species. The population is unknown, located in a wing of the level filled with libraries. It was rumored that they spend most of their time collecting, studying, and debating over historical and geographical information, and had a reputation for the vast collection of tomes, maps, and other media containing a wealth of knowledge. High value to any wanderers in need of information on just about anything, as their work is still here to this day. Entrances and exits. Entrances, access an elevator in level 3. To enter, find an old stairway in level 4. Finding a damaged door in level 19 will lead you to level 5. Survive the eroded state in level 126 to enter level 5. Some of the unlocked doors in level 54 can lead to this level. Houses in level the 10th of May lead to level 5. A door in the entrance hall in level 82 can rarely lead to level 5. Some of the doors in level 92 will lead to level 5. The same can be done if you do not leave an apartment in Event 3. Certain doors in level 4.2 can lead to level 5. Exits. Get back on the elevator to re-enter level 3. To exit, turn around and go back up the stairs to re-enter level 4. Travel deep into the boiler room to get to level 6. Although this is not advised due to the extreme heat. Taking a dark wooden door can lead to level 9. Finding an open door on the wall, floor, or ceiling that has a forest scenery will lead to level 63. Enter a metal door found in the main hall to enter level 98. If flickering lights occur in unison, then a wooden door will appear. Open it to transport yourself to level 27. Playing an arcade cabinet in the boiler room will lead you to level 40. Enter an airlock-like door within level 5 via the boiler room to enter level 78. A large wooden gate rarely found in the Beverly room can lead to level 84. A wing of the hotel secured by MEG will lead to level 171.
Level 6 Lights Out. Survival difficulty class pending. Safety undetermined, unsecured. Presence of entities undetermined.
Very little is known about the actual structure of level 6, as the level is shrouded in total and complete darkness. No light permeates the level, and light sources brought into the level have no function. Navigation of level 6 is carried out by feeling one's way through the darkness, which has revealed that the level is comprised of a seemingly endless series of tight hallways made of a smooth, cold material, likely concrete. In addition to being permanently dark, level 6 is also eerily silent, akin to a soundproof room. To explore level 6 is to subject oneself to a slow journey through complete darkness, total silence, and utter isolation. As such, most people who have spent more than a few minutes in level 6 have reported feelings of paranoia, dread, anxiety, and rising tension due to the unknowable nature of what may lie in the darkness around them. Several witnesses have also reported occasional auditory hallucinations, such as scuttling sounds, breathing, or whispering. Those who have spent extended time in level 6 recall feeling as though they were the only ones unable to see. Level 6 is largely regarded as one of the most dangerous early levels in the backrooms. However, investigations have shown that as of now, no entities have been found on this level. 1 Despite this, few people seem to leave level 6. The reason for this is unknown. Bases, outposts, and communities. The world's quietest room. An outpost only rumored to exist, the world's quietest room is supposedly an unspecified hallway in level 6 occupied by a single person who claims to have discovered a light switch. Any attempts to talk to this person have been unsuccessful, as they continuously beg any onlookers to flip the switch. Any wanderers who discover this outpost, if it exists, are advised not to flip the light switch. Mimicry. A community of around 4 people who claim to have adapted to level 6's darkness. Each of these 4 unknown individuals has proven to be able to mimic any sound they hear perfectly, including voices. This community is to be avoided as much as possible. They have become aware of the threat they pose. Entrances and exits. Entrances. Level 6 can be accessed through the boiler room in Level 5. Any other entrances have yet to be discovered. Explorers are advised to use the boiler room as a base of operations and to make frequent return missions. Exits. Exploring deep enough into Level 6 can lead to a stairwell down to Level 7. The easiest way to find this stairwell is to listen for the faint sound of waves. Taking a wrong turn at an indeterminate point in the level may block off access to Level 7 and, indeed, the entrance back to Level 5. Proceed with caution. Footnotes. A couple of days ago, I saw someone rush out of the entrance to Level 6. Well, the rush is a strong word. He limped. His left eye was missing, he was clutching his chest, and one of his legs was broken horribly and trailing blood. He looked like he shouldn't have been alive, and from the sound of what he was saying, he didn't think so either. He said he'd been attacked. That much was obvious, but the nature of what attacked him was particularly unnerving to me. Whatever it was, it screamed at him to get away from it before pinning him to the ground and clawing at him. He said it felt like human fingers. He said it sounded like a human voice. I don't know where he is now. Some MEG operatives whisked him away to get his wounds treated. Maybe he lived. Maybe he didn't. But seeing that guy come out of that level in that shape, I still think about it. There aren't supposed to be any entities, right? So, picture this. You're in a dark room. You can't see, there's no noise, hell, you don't even know what it's made out of. Imagine you're in there for a while, say, 5 hours. And every so often, you hear a little noise, like something's moving nearby. Wouldn't you start wondering what's going on? What might be going on around you that you don't know about? Wouldn't it start to eat at you a little after a while? Then, by hour 5, what would you do if something bumped into you? Even if it was a person, you wouldn't know that, would you? You wouldn't stop to consider what it might be. Rationality went out the window at hour 3. You just need to survive. And maybe you'd walk away from it all, not knowing what horrible things you'd done in that darkness. Level 6 isn't dangerous because there's something there. It's dangerous because there's nothing there. Point 3.
Level 7, The Flooded House, Survival Difficulty, Class 4, Unsafe, Unsecure, Medium Entity Count.
Description. Level 7 is an impossibly large ocean that seems to stretch infinitely in all directions. Despite the absence of fixed light sources within the level, a dim natural light is present across the level. Detailed exploration of this ocean is sparse due to the extreme danger and the amount of preparation it requires to navigate. What we know of Level 7 is as follows. Level 7 is largely unexplored but is understood to be composed of 2 rooms, the entrance room and the room, containing the ocean itself, with a high concrete ceiling suspended above the water. The entrance room appears to be the most readily available point of entry to Level 7, being directly at the bottom of the stairs from Level 6. This entrance room is the most habitable point in the level and should be used as a home base for those who dare to explore the ocean below. This room is fully furnished, with a bookcase against the left wall containing several books of unknown origin, a small coffee table, a single chair, and a fluorescent ceiling lamp. The carpeted floor is covered with a shallow pool of water no deeper than a puddle. Across the room from the staircase to Level 6 is the doorway to the ocean. Any explorers willing to traverse Level 7 should be aware that the center of gravity within the entrance room is different from that of the rest of the level. The entrance room appears to be built sideways into the ceiling of Level 7, with the door opening up directly above the water from a top-down perspective. Point 1. Anything directly in front of the open doorway will have its gravity forcibly adjusted to that of the ocean, leading several unfortunate wanderers to plummet through the doorway into the waters below. The vast majority of Level 7 is composed of the ocean outside of the entrance. The door to the entrance room is located on a fixed spot on the concrete ceiling, roughly 4.5 meters above the surface of the water. Though the water surrounding the entrance is barren, wanderers traveling far enough across the surface have discovered islands made of an unknown rock, which are mostly uninhabited. The ocean of Level 7 is mostly uncharted, but exploration suggests that the entire level is almost completely devoid of life. The zones of Level 7, categorized by light levels, are listed as such. The daylight zone, as the name suggests, the daylight zone is the most well-illuminated part of the level 7 ocean, being slightly less dim than the surface. Very little else can be said about this zone, as it is the most barren area of the ocean. The twilight zone, located just below the daylight zone, roughly a kilometer below the surface of the water, the twilight zone is significantly darker and colder. This zone contains loose bones and scraps of rusted metal, as well as the first sightings of full skeletons. These skeletons are often humanoid with noticeable differences, including much larger jaws containing long, sharp teeth and legs ending in what are presumed to be flippers. Several skeletons of large, unearthly fish have also been spotted, many of which are covered in bite or scratch marks. The water pressure is said to be quite strong by this point, yet it appears that at no point in level 7 is the pressure great enough to crush the human skeleton. However, due to more pressing dangers, explorers willing to travel this far or further down are advised to leave as quickly as possible. The midnight zone, estimated to range at around 3 kilometers below the twilight zone, the midnight zone is completely dark. Many more full skeletons have been found within this portion of the ocean, almost all of which are those of the humanoid entities previously mentioned. There have been reports of incredibly large fish-like skeletons in the midnight zone, but the skeletal structures of these creatures have been described by observers as incomprehensible. The abyss, any depth below 7 kilometers from the surface, is considered to be too dangerous to explore, with the longest recorded exploration of the abyss lasting just under 2 minutes. The abyss is sparsely decorated with mountainous piles of tar and rock, with a steady bubbling emanating from an unknown source below. This zone is also densely populated by the aforementioned humanoid skeletons, most of which have been eroded in some regard by the immense pressure. Little else is known about the depths of the waters, aside from rumors of a cave entrance in one of the underwater mountains that are said to lead to level 8. The current depth of level 7 is unknown by exact terms, but members of the BAS have determined it to be impossibly deep architecturally. Fragments of synthetic fiber in the midnight zone and abyss suggest that the ocean floor is carpeted. Entities. In terms of entities, level 7 is reported to contain only one. Alone in the freezing waters, the thing on level 7 appears to have killed off any other life in the ocean. For many years, level 7 was believed to have only one entity, the infamous thing on level 7. As of April 18, 2019, level 7 is now inhabited by another entity, who goes by the name Tiny. The combined ferocity and physical prowess of both entities have left the entire rest of the ocean completely uninhabited, making them the primary sources of danger within the level. Both entities appear to be matched only by one another in terms of speed, strength, and detection, and are to be avoided by all means necessary. As of now, Tiny has been shown to limit himself to the daylight and twilight zones, whereas the thing makes its home in the midnight zone and upper abyss. It is unknown how or why, but the two appear to have an agreement of mutually assured destruction, preventing one another from hunting outside the designated territories. Exploration and survival. Due to the unreasonably hostile conditions of level 7, the following is a rough survival guide for those attempting to traverse the level. The entrance room should be treated as a home base, and trips into the ocean should be as short as possible before returning. Dropping a rope or ladder from the doorway to the surface of the ocean is essential, as it is the only conceivable way to climb back up to safety. Though the temperature of level 7's ocean is extremely low, it is not lethal except in cases of extremely long-term exposure. In addition to this, the air above the surface contains an unknown property that allows those who breathe it in to hold their breath for considerably longer than normal, almost 30 minutes in some cases. These two factors make the seemingly impossible swimming conditions surprisingly manageable even without diving gear. The two entities of the level are of the most concern. Confrontation should be avoided at all costs, and communication with Tiny should only take place from the safety of the entrance room or an island. Though a fight with either entity is a death sentence, the thing's life in perpetual darkness makes its eyes much more sensitive to light, and Tiny's incredibly strong sense of hearing makes him susceptible to loud noises. By using these two factors, it is possible to subdue both entities for long enough to explore with minimal reduced risk. Bases, outposts, and communities. Fort Surrender. An outpost on the closest recorded island consisted of a haphazardly constructed shelter composed of broken furniture held together by tar. Inhabitants are rumored to have devoted themselves to worshipping the thing on level 7. Numbers of inhabitants. unknown, but said to be somewhere between 4 and 9 people. Population of the outpost is rumored to be hostile. Entrances and exits. Entrances. The only known entrance to level 7 is through a staircase down from level 6, which leads directly into the entrance room. There are rumors of a possible entrance through a puddle on the floor of level 8. Exits. The most well-known exit to level 7 can be found in an underwater cave on the side of a particularly tall mountain toward the bottom of the Midnight Zone. This mountain is almost directly below the entrance room, creating a straightforward, albeit lengthy, route to level 8. Though it is strongly discouraged, diving into the abyss and going unconscious leads directly to level 83.2. As of June 28, 2022, a new exit has been discovered roughly 150 meters west of the entrance room that leads directly to level 9. This exit is approximately 150 meters below the surface and is marked by a collection of massive underwater pipes and stone pillars in a circular formation. In the center of this formation is a wooden door built into the floor of a circular stone platform. Judging by the high quantity of skeletons and loose bone in the area, it is safe to assume this is where Tiny resides most of the time, so approach with extreme caution. Recent speculation suggests that level the 7th may be connected in some way to other ocean levels, as several people have claimed to have traveled by boat to level 880 by sailing extremely far to the west of the entrance room. This exit is unproven but is being looked into as a possibly safer exit to the level. Footnotes 1. Explorers note, the nature of level 7 being at a 90 degrees angle from the rest of the higher levels has some confusing implications for the layout of the rest of the levels below it, but hey, it's not like we expected this place to follow the rules anyway. 2. Explorers note, please don't do this. I cannot think of a worse way to exit this level.
Level 8. Survival difficulty, Class 5, and safe and secure. Entity infestation.
Level 8 is made of huge caverns and small cave systems that twist and turn like normal underground systems. Level 8 is very damp, with almond water flowing from the walls and ceiling. Stalactites and stalagmites appear to be very common in level 8. Sounds echo throughout the level, so it is relatively easy to listen for potential danger, or possibly even attracted if not careful. Level 8 is normally devoid of natural light, but light sources from an unknown origin shine on the damp walls, making the level slightly glow in select areas. Vegetation, albeit extremely rare, does exist on level 8 in the form of dried vines and small shrubs. Large pools of almond water can be found around the level, which is not safe for consumption due to large amounts of minerals. Some pools that are found are made of the viscous tar-like substance, the same substance found in level 2 and level 7. Entering the goop will result in groups of humanoid hands covered in tar reaching out and grabbing the wanderer, dragging them into the pool. Another variant of the pools is one made from distilled water, and entering one will lead the wanderer to level 7. Small veins of ore exist within level 8. This level includes many types of ore minerals such as iron, copper, gold, and more. The MEG have created public travel routes in the safe area of level 8 for safe travel for wanderers.
Many dangerous entities reside in level 8, that being smilers, skin stealers, wretches, camo crawlers 1. Transporters, male and female deathmoths, hostile facelings, hens, hounds, death rats, paralees, fault crawlers, clumps, reviooks, wranglers and rare sightings of stalkers. Level 8 has its own special entity known as the arachnids of level 8. These entities are large spiders that are extremely venomous. We advise avoiding these entities at all costs. The entities known as crawlers have been reported due to the vents of level 2 connecting to level 8. A strange property of Entity 2 is that windows that house them can appear in level 8's cave walls. Due to the danger presented by the entity known as Wranglers, it is highly advised to be aware of their abilities before traversing this level. Above all, if any rumblings are heard or felt, evacuate the area immediately.
Bases, outposts, and communities setting up an outpost or community within level 8 is not advised. However, this does not mean it hasn't been done. The MEG Outpost, Cave Raiders. This is an outpost set up by the MEG during 2015 and finished by 2016. This outpost is tasked with terminating hostile entities and mapping out routes for public transportation. This outpost has 54 members, the town of Kavragost. This now defunct group was reportedly made up of an unknown species of vaguely humanoid entities that have long since disappeared without a trace. This community was said to have 78 members. These members lived in a remote area of Level 8 which was not accessible to outsiders before its abandonment. The leader of this town was reportedly more welcoming to humans than the rest of the group. There is evidence to suggest that this group existed as a means of supplying other communities with unique minerals hidden deep within Level 8. These minerals appear to have also been used to create crude weapons. Members of the group are said to have been adept hunters, often skirmishing with the more hostile entities roaming near the town. It is unclear what became of these entities or this town, but there have been no signs of life within its walls since it was discovered. Discovery. Level 8 was discovered when the Explorers group found its way to this level in 2011. The group had enumerated many encounters and discoveries until their disappearance in Level 9. Since this discovery, many wanderers traversed the dangerous caverns of Level 8 until 2015, when the MEG had set up an outpost to ensure the safety of the wanderers who decide to traverse the level. Entrances and exits. Entrances to enter. Finding cave entrances in Level 7 is the main way to enter Level 8. Walking through a dark hallway in Level 103 will lead to Level 8. Wandering through the deep dark concrete caves of Level 2.1 will lead to Level 8. An as of yet undocumented exit in Level 64 leads to Level 8. Jumping through the well in Level 135 can lead to Level 8. Small tunnels in Level -4.1 most often lead to Level 8. Crawling through the tubes in Level 283 will lead to a point where the multicolored playground tubes transition into Level 8's small jagged rocky caves. Exits to exit. You can randomly fall through the floor of Level 8 to enter Level 9. Rare tiny silvery passages of Level 8 lead to Level 75. Vents can be found in some areas that can lead to Level 2, but this is not advised. Entering the distilled water pools has been rumored to drag you back to Level 7.
Entering the tar pits in Level 8 will cause you to be dragged into Level 91 if you are lucky enough to survive. This is also not advised. No clipping through a corner of Level 8 or a rare chance through exiting Level 8 will bring you to Level 93. No clip through Level 8's ceiling has a small chance to bring you to Level 205. Finding random sets of old televisions and no clipping through them will lead you to Level 104. Falling through the floor randomly can also rarely lead to Level 69.